You can help WMNF now and into the future by donating gifts of stock, real estate, retirement assets, or a life insurance policy. It's easy to leave a legacy of love. Just call 813-238-8001 or go to WMNF.org/plannedgiving to get started today.
Your stocks can do more than grow wealth. At WMNF, they grow community. Donate appreciated stocks and transform investment gains into the soundtrack of independent radio. Make your money matter by speaking with your broker today.
Welcome to the Live Music Showcase here on 88.5 WMNF Tampa. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. We are here in studio today with none other than Caleb Caudle. How you doing?
How's it going?
It's going great, man. Super excited to have you here on the show. Super excited to have you here in town. He's playing at Bayboro tomorrow night. It's a WMNF event. We're very excited. Tickets are still on sale for that event. You can go to WMNF.org to get tickets for that show and find out more information about it as well. You're playing in Sarasota tonight, so you're literally like all over the Tampa Bay area.
All over, yeah.
Man.
Seems like we're bouncing around. We love it.
I love it. I love it. And I can't wait for the audience here to get a little taste of what they're going to get to see tomorrow night. So what's the first song you got for us?
Yeah, the first song we're going to do is the first song that's on our record, Sweet Critters. It's the only song I've ever put on a record that I didn't write, but Keith Whitley wrote it, and I heard it off of a Larry Sparks record. And yeah, I just really loved it, and it was sort of like we had a little time left at the end of the session, and John Paul White, who we worked with, he was like, what about that song you were singing in the hall or whatever? And I was like, oh, that one wasn't mine. He's like, I don't care. Let's just go ahead and cut it. And then it ended up kicking off the record. So that's how that works.
Love it.
So yeah, this one's called Great High Mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4.
climb it. You don't have to move the stumbling blocks. Got me, Lord, around them.
Live music showcase here on 88.5. Caleb Caudle here in studio. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
You know, fun fact about me, I've gotten into woodworking a little bit, and this is that one's definitely going on the playlist.
Nice.
While I'm working on
I love working with wood. I did that in high school. We had a shop in our high school, and so I made like a guitar stand and some wood art and everything. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Didn't want to lose a finger, but it was a lot of fun.
Nobody wants to lose that finger.
It's true.
And then you never appreciate it when it's gone.
Yeah.
Especially guitarists, am I right? Good Lord. It looks like you got all 10 digits, so you must be halfway decent.
Yeah, we're doing all right so far.
That's good. That's good. So I think after this next song, I want to ask you a little bit about your feline affinity.
Okay, sure.
I think we'll leave it at that. What's the next song called?
Awesome. So we're going to do the flip side of that first song, and this one's called The Devil's Voice, because we all have one. And yeah, it's off the new record as well.
Shine. A couple of friends are concerned for sure. They rarely ever speak their mind. She's got the tools and the know-how. She just can't fix her past. Wasting away a little more each day, praying that tonight might last. She said the devil's voice sounds a whole lot like mine. Yeah, the devil's voice sounds a whole lot like mine. Like mine.
Caleb Caudle, everybody, The Devil's Voice. Don't listen. It's Friday the 13th. Don't listen to that voice. Listen a little bit.
Or do.
It's a little more fun. It's a little more fun. A little bit. Moderation. That's the key, right? That's what they tell me. I mean,
That's
I
what they
wouldn't know.
tell me at least. So.
Not anymore, anyway. So, yeah, I mentioned before that song that you have a bit of a feline affinity. You have a thing for cats.
I do. I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got several. We have a tuxedo. His name's Pablo Picasso. We have a tabby. His name's Mr. Darcy. We've got a little black cat. Her name is Maybelle. And we've got the mom is Kiki, of course. And then we've got Squeaks, Old Red, which is a daddy cat. He's on the front porch. He's still feral, but he went out for smokes one day a long time ago. He just started coming back. So we call him Old Red. And then, yeah. Who am I missing?
Frida Kahlo.
Oh, yeah, I'm missing Frida Kahlo.
Frida Kahlo.
Yeah.
She's the artsy cat.
She's wonderful. She's the only cat. She loves the toilet. She wants to drink out of the toilet water. We don't let her, but she's hollering for that thing.
I mean, I always love finding out people's cats' names because they always run the gamut from like Lord Covington III to like Mr. Fuzzy Face, you know?
Yeah.
And especially when they have multiple cats, just like you have Squeaks and then you have Frida Kahlo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a spectrum for sure.
Appropriately named, I think.
I think that makes perfect sense. If you're watching the live stream right now, make a comment with your most unique cat name, if you have one or not, whatever. If you have a cat, I want to hear the cat's name. We just had a cat's name's Leroy, but spelled the French way, Le Roi.
Okay.
Which apparently means King of Hearts. I don't know. I don't speak French. Girlfriend speaks French. Her cat. But you get the idea. Anyway, so let's get on to the next song, Caleb Caudle here in studio if you're just joining us. And like I said, I just mentioned it a minute ago, we are live streaming right now on Facebook and YouTube. You can watch the live stream. On Facebook, just go to WMNF's Live Music Showcase. And on YouTube, you can search WMNF Community Radio and join in on the fun. We do already have a few comments. We have one real quick from one of our fans, Mailer. He says he wants to know what the band's favorite cheap beer is.
For me, it's a NA beer. I don't drink beer, so
true.
For me, I really like Athletics, but I don't know they're cheap.
They make a good non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah,
solid.
But like back in the day, Coors Heavy was like the banquet beer was probably my go-to. I don't know. What
That's
is
a solid.
Busch Light Peach.
Busch Light Peach.
I'm a High Life guy.
High Life.
Yeah, it's the champagne of beer.
Before we get too far removed, I also do want to shout out Carter's beautiful cat, Tammy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
My little angel.
So, all right, let's get us back on course.
I love it. No,
we couldn't go too far.
It was for a moment there, I thought you were going to be like, "May she rest in peace" or something.
No. She's awesome.
No, she just exists.
Very
we
fluffy.
love that.
Yeah, she's soft. She's small.
I love that.
She's a tortie. So.
Well, after this next song. I'm sorry. Yeah. So after this next song, let's get to know the band a little bit. Let's go around the room a little bit. And I mean, I'm loving the slide. The slide resonator. It's just such a classic. You know, I'm loving the upright bass. This is a great episode so far, and we've only had 2 songs, so I'm loving it. What's your next one called?
So the next one's called The Garage, and it's another song off of the new record. And The Garage was an incredible venue in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I'm from a little north of there, and so it held about 115 people, something like that. It was a cinder block, and it actually used to be a garage, and they turned it into a venue. And so I got my start. I was going there to check out shows. I started playing at open mics. I was really, really bad. They let me get better. I started opening for people. I ended up headlining shows. Unfortunately, it closed down we were on tour, and so I didn't get the chance to go by and say bye. So I wrote this song all about it. So if anyone's out there who went to the garage in Winston-Salem, you know how cool it was. And I just think places like that are so important to communities, small venues. They let artists grow, and so I wanted to give it the tribute. This one's called The Garage. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
First time I showed up, I snuck in from the side. I wasn't quite of age, I was in for a ride. The band was from Ohio,
Caudle here on Live Music Showcase. You know, those venues are so important to any local music ecosystem. And I mean, here in the Tampa Bay area, you know, we're actually all in the music scene lamenting the closure of another one of those small venues coming at the end of the year, a place called Hooch and Hive, which is such a great venue, owned by Dean over there at Hooch and Hive. I mean, it was such a great venue, and it's exactly like that. It's a small venue where, you know, bands that were new, that didn't have a following yet, would cut their teeth, would get their chops, and they'd learn how to be on stage, and they'd learn how to grow a following locally, you know. And it's just such a sad thing when places like that shut down. And you just hope that something else will come along and fill that void that's created by its absence.
It usually does, and it usually takes someone who's, you know, they don't care about anything other than making sure that space exists. You know, it's like it's all. That's the thing about the small venues. It's like, you know, when you get to the venue, you know, like, who the person is that is like the steam engine of this place.
Totally.
And so yeah, you're losing a venue, but you're losing like the cornerstone of a community. But, you know, I do think that different people come along and then they create something new in its wake. So hopefully that happens here.
Tell me about, if you are willing to, one of your wildest nights at the garage, if you have.
Wildest nights, I wheezed the juice off of the Jaeger machine.
Wheeze the juice.
Yeah.
That's an old reference.
I mean, it was a different time.
It was
you know, I mean, what are you gonna do, right? It's like I sold out a show, and then the Jaeger machine was there, and I never even liked Jaeger, but it was around, and so if there was a different machine that you could do that with,
right,
I would have probably chose that, but that's the only one that had the nozzle that I could get my head underneath.
The bar didn't have a Slurpee machine; they had a Jaeger machine.
That's right.
And this man made do with what it was presented with.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You know.
When, for those who don't know, wheezing the juice means, if you don't know what that means, a lot of, you know, especially if our younger audience is like, what's that mean, Grandpa?
Pauly Shore, man.
Exactly, yes. It's from an old movie back in the 90s.
Encino Man, right?
It's where you put your face underneath a machine, such as like an ice cream machine or a Slurpee machine or a Jägermeister machine, and you make that tap dispense whatever it's going to dispense, and in that case it was Jägermeister.
In that case it was Jägermeister. My first ever time that I ever wheezed the juice, I was at Six Flags, and there was a soda machine,
and they had a Jägermeister. No, I'm just kidding.
They had Surge.
So
it was
so
like
we are
not
of a
in the
similar
market.
age, and I'm understanding.
Yeah, it was not in the market yet, and so I just looked at it, and my friend was like, "Hey, that's Surge. I've been hearing about that," and I was like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
It was life-changing. I mean, it's the best flavor I've ever had.
Surge, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like a modern-day Four Loko. Four Loko, for those of you who don't know, is kind of, I'm just kidding, it's kind of like crack.
If you don't know these references, you're going to hate the show tomorrow.
You're going to, look it up, Urban Dictionary. We're taking a little time travel back to the 90s for these conversational points. So real quick, tell me the band. Do we get to call you the Stray Critters when it's just a
Sweet
trio?
Critters.
Sweet Critters. Yes, it is.
Yes, so over here is Carter Giegrich on the dobro, and later he will be on mandolin as well. But Carter is from Maryland. He loves Old Bay. What can I say?
So true.
It's
great. You're ahead.
Throw that on anything.
That's right.
I'm from Missouri. Absolutely.
And then Carl's from Manhattan, Kansas, the Little Apple, playing upright bass and singing harmony over here. So yeah, we've all been playing together for a few years now, give or take, and so we traveled all over the world together, and here we are in Tampa.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. It's great. It's great. All right, so we are nearing the halfway point of the show. If you're just joining us, Caleb Caudle is performing here in town tomorrow night. For those of you who are listening live, if you're not listening live, that's great. That's okay. That's fine. We do this show in podcast form, and the live streams all get posted as videos after the live stream ends as well. So if you're watching from the future, thank you. We hope everything is still okay out there, whatever's going on.
Tell us who to bet on.
Tell us who to bet on. Yes, absolutely. Come on back, almanac style. The 90s and the 80s. Okay, you and me. Okay, we're in good shape. I think we might even dive into a little of that after this next song. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're coming to we're nearly at the halfway point of the show. Halfway point of the show means AMA, Ask Musicians Anything. That's where you as a listener can call in or send us an email with any of your questions or comments for the band, for me, for the radio station, for Les Mis, whatever you guys really feel like. you can do that, and I'll give you the phone number here in just a minute. I'll also be giving the phone number out to do a ticket giveaway. We'll be giving away two tickets, one pair of tickets for Caleb Caudle's show December 14th, tomorrow night at Bayboro. If you haven't already bought your tickets, you can maybe win some. If you don't win some, you can still buy them at WMNF.org. So go do that. It's one of the few instances where I actually get to say, go do that. So go do that. What's the next song?
The next song is the title track of our record. It's called Sweet Critters.
Cool.
And we made the record down in the Muscle Shoals, Alabama area with John Paul White and Ben Tanner. They were great to work with. We had a blast making the record. We had a few great singers on it. Obviously, John Paul sang on it. We had Aoife O'Donovan, who lives over in Orlando. And then we also had Allison Russell sing on it as well. Both just incredible singers. Really excited that it's out in the world and that we're able to go play all these songs live now, because for a while it's like you're like waiting. All right, we can do it now. We can play them. So it's a lot of fun being out here. So this one's called Sweet Critters. 1, 2, 3.
She collected feathers and little brass figurines. He'd split the wood and put vinegar on his screens. Harold Lee and Jerry had met so young, and they glowed on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show, dance until their light grows dim. She's a blue ribbon knitter, his ankle hurts when it rains. They're both sweet critters crossing the interstate. Over time they became one, like second-day soup, and they glow on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show, dance until their light grows dim. He's struggling with the stairs, she's so scared, but they glow on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show, dance until their light grows dim. Dance until their light grows dim.
Caleb Caudle here on Live Music Showcase. Growing together, I might get it wrong, but becoming one like 2-day soup.
Second-day soup.
Second-day soup, sorry, second-day soup.
Gotta have the alliteration, right?
That's clever and adorable and a little gross, but not too gross. It's still edible.
It's when I wrote it, I knew that the line was what I would call peculiar, and I sang it to my wife and she cried, and I was like, all right, we're gonna just roll with what we have.
Got
here.
it. Yep.
Because like she's heard every song I've done,
Of
and
course.
So if I can move her, she feels like the impenetrable wall, and so if I can get emotion out of her or out of myself, really, it's like, all right, let's roll with that. Let's not question it too much.
I love that. How long have you been married?
We've been married for 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And I mean, I'm assuming it's been 8 years that have just been smooth sailing, no problems.
Smooth sailing, man.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, I'm a
I love
touring
to see
musician.
a
It's
happy
smooth
musician in love.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
She works in the industry as well, so she understands the schedule.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So we're at the halfway point. We're doing the AMA, Ask Musicians Anything. You can call in with your questions or comments, 813-239-9663. Number again is 813-239-9663. With any questions or comments that you might have for Caleb, for the show, for me, for Mark back there inside the control room, whatever you might have. And we're going to kick it off right off the bat with the mother of all questions from the mother of all interviewers, Miss Marcy Finkelstein, who is watching the live stream right now. We love you, Marcy. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coordinating and being essentially the linchpin that got Caleb on the show today. So thank you. She asks, you've recorded in some iconic locations, Muscle Shoals, the Cash Cabin. How does the place affect the recording process for you?
Well, this is another great question from Marcy. I would expect no less. I think it does affect it, and honestly, the Cash Cabin felt like home immediately when I was there, and I made 2 records there. And I did have a thought when I worked there after we cut Forsythia, which was the previous record, and I was like, I could make every record here from here on out, and that would be fine. And then that was the point where I knew I had to not make the next record there. And so I knew that I had talked to John Paul quite a bit about working together at some point, and it just happened. We played like a festival together, and I kind of played him a couple songs that I was working on, sent him some demos, and he said, let's do it, come down to our studio in Florence and Alabama. And so we went down there, and that's a different vibe. So that's like it's a bigger house that they've converted into a studio space, and it's a lot darker, a lot less windows, which is like John Paul's vibe. If you know him, he's got a touch of the darkness. And
Old devil's voice.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think it does matter. I think the place matters. I think anything matters, honestly. What you had for breakfast, anything, what you listen. I try not to listen to anything when I'm going to record for at least a week or two leading up, just to kind of,
That's a great tip.
Yeah, I try to, I have my influences. I wear them on my sleeve already. I don't know that I need to, really do it.
Sure.
So I try to, put a little distance between myself and what I'm listening to. And I think it all plays into it. Certainly the setting. Certainly, if you're in a room with nothing but fluorescent lights, I'm not sure I'm going to give, my best vocal take in that moment.
It's true.
But yeah, I do like a studio with a good vibe, and both of those places have different but amazing vibes.
We don't need to go to say a name of it or anything, but what's an experience you had at a studio where you were like, no, this vibe just isn't there. I'm not gonna give my all at this place.
I don't know that I've had a bad one, because usually I'm working with people that I trust, who are putting. So I mean, I've really lucked out.
Yeah,
I did. I made a record out in L.A. and my buddy had a. His studio was great, but it was in Skid Row, and so it was sort of you guys can leave the studio, but just leave in groups of 4.
Yeah,
and so that was the most out of place, kind of, because you're so isolated in the studio, and then when you leave, it's just not that scenario at all. So that might be the most strangest place I've recorded, but. I've worked out of Echo Mountain in Asheville, which is a really awesome studio. The Fidelatorium in Kernersville, North Carolina, which is Mitch Easter's place, is great. So I've been really fortunate. I've worked at tons of cool places with tons of cool people, and I just keep writing songs and things like that keep happening. So I'm just I'll keep doing that. Something
I'm noticing throughout the course of this episode is you are. It seems like it's very important to you to know the people that you're working with. I've noticed, just about every studio you've mentioned so far, you've also mentioned the person who owns that studio or the person you were working with in that studio. Not everybody does that.
Well, the studio is just a place, right? It's so it's it really, you're I'm thinking about, when I think of Echo, I think of the people I worked with. And I mean, there's beautiful qualities about it, but yeah, I think it comes down to the people you surround yourself with. And I've always tried to do things my way. And so usually when you do things your way, you kind of get to choose, and, you know, for better or worse. And, you know, I try to just choose wisely.
I mean, sure, but I mean, when your way has, you know, beautiful upright bass and beautiful harmonies that are just tight as a drum. Well done, guys, by the way. It's easy to say yes, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I mean, we've been playing together for such a long time now. So they were both on the newest record, Sweet Critters, which was the first record that we actually made together. So we're looking forward to doing another one together, which I'm, of course, already working on.
Of course, because that's what you do on the road, right? You fart and you eat and you write music.
Yeah, we drove 12 hours yesterday and then cut demos last night.
Thank you so much for touring in Florida.
Of course.
We've had touring bands on the show the past couple of weeks, and everyone, you know, we always everyone's very gracious. They're like, oh, it's not that bad. It's like, that stretch, if you're driving from Atlanta to here or even further, 12 hours, where were you coming from?
Yeah, I was coming from home.
Okay, yeah. So a 12-hour drive, that's a stretch. With
it is.
Other band members and equipment and other people that you might be touring with.
It's cool to travel with people you like being around. I would say
you kind of have to.
Yeah, it's kind of part of it.
Man, love it. All right, let's dive back into the music. What's your next one going to be called?
All right, so the next one we're going to do is called The Brim. And you know, you were saying like it's been all fairy tales since I've been married. So I wrote this for my wife, and it's a very realistic love song. I think there's too many flowery love songs out there. This is about seeing somebody how you wish, you know, everyone could see them. So it's called The Brim. And this is the one that Ethos sang on, if you want to go check that out. She is a wonderful singer. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Drive for miles with a dream-like wind chime of a smile. You gave the wooden gate a flame.
love it. Caleb Caudle here on Live Music Showcase. I love a good love song in a minor key. Because it feels more honest. Because those who have been in longer term relationships and successful ones, there's always a little bit of adversity.
Yeah, tension.
Because it makes you stronger.
Yeah.
It's like a broken bone. It heals more dense. It heals in a way that prevents it from breaking it that easily.
Absolutely. I didn't want to get married till I found somebody who challenged me. So that was it. You know, made me better. So,
What's your favorite way that she challenges you?
be a better human. Think of people more often. Think of them as humans, their needs. She's very good at that. They're laughing because they know it's true. She's kind of set like an incredible standard I will never reach, but it does make me reach for it. And so I think that that's important.
Reaching for high standards is never a life wasted.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
I love it. What's let's see, make sure I phrase it correctly. What's her favorite way that you challenge her? If you can
I probably
presume.
Probably to be more driven, maybe. Like I'm like
Okay.
I'm very ambitious. Like if I have something that I want to accomplish, I tend to do that thing. Sometimes it takes a really long time, but I try to always do that. So I think she would probably say something along those lines.
Okay.
And I'm also, well, I can't say that word on the air. I also have an attitude like if something's not happening, I'm like, F that. Can I say F? I can say the word F.
You can, yeah.
Okay.
It's only a letter.
Yeah. So I have that kind of F it mentality to where it's like, all right, if it's not working, let's figure out a way to make it work.
Sure.
And so I'm very adaptable in that way, and she probably would. I would think that would be a thing she would say.
Yeah.
I don't really know though, but I would think it would be one of those.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been together long enough that you probably are. You're probably right.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically. She's like, no, I want to bake more. I don't know what you're talking about.
She's very good at that.
Oh, no kidding. She's a good baker.
She's very good at that.
What's your favorite dish of hers?
Like favorite things. I mean, I think I'm always a chicken and dumplings fan. She makes very good chicken and dumplings, and so when it starts getting colder outside in North Carolina, I'm like I know what's on the docket here. I know what's coming down the line. So those are really good. And as far as baking, I don't know, like
Tomato pie.
I love your band members. You're like, we know what your wife's cooking tastes like.
She makes these awesome tomato pies that are like killer summer treats.
I don't think I've ever had that. I've never heard of that.
If you have hers, just don't have another one.
Okay.
That's sort of the deal. Like you will be disappointed in the next tomato pie.
That's fair. If I'm ever traveling through that part of the country, I'll be like, tomato pie.
Yeah,
I'll just roll down the window. I don't know where you live. I'll just start yelling out.
You probably will get one that
She's
way.
like, who is that? All right. So we have so many people that are engaging with the ask musicians anything.
Awesome.
But it's all cat names.
Okay. Are they questions or people just like...
No, they're just like, this is my cat's name, and you have to say it a special way. So here's what we'll do about the cat names. Here, we're still doing the AMA. I want questions. I want them weird. They can be cat related. That's fine. But I want questions. Call in 813-239-9663. You can also call in right now to win two tickets, one pair, two tickets to Caleb Caudle's show tomorrow night here in Tampa. Call in 813-239-9663. Our board op, Charlie, will take your call. He'll take your name and he'll take your phone number so that your tickets will be left at will call. You can call right now. The first caller that calls right now for the tickets will win the tickets. Everybody else after that, we're talking AMA. So have fun with that, Charlie. Sorry. Enjoy sorting that out. We'll talk to you again in about 10 minutes. So I want to hear another song, if that's okay. Can we dive into another one?
Yeah, I'll do another love one. This one's about me finding my way back home. It's called Kentucky When You Called, and I just remember we played a festival in eastern Kentucky called Laurel Cove. Shout out Laurel Cove. It's a wonderful festival. It's in this beautiful wooded amphitheater. And I just remember I wrote this one in the hotel room the following morning before we hit the road back home. Or at least I had the bones of it. I don't know that I finished it. I can't say for sure.
Bones are all you need.
Yeah, bones are all you need. You need a chorus. All right. All right, so this one's called Kentucky When You Call, and it's also on the new record. These are all on the new record. You will be hearing these tomorrow night at Bayboro Brewing, of course. And if you don't win the tickets, and you buy the tickets, and you come to the show, and you hate it, I'll refund you. There you go.
Money back guarantee.
I will take your open hurt, your blackberry stains, and your thorns in my shirt, your mountain peaks and gloomy days, your hairpin curves and straightaways. I was in Kentucky when you called, with my back to the wall. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze. I will take your pride and shame, your sunburnt shoulders and your morning rain, your widowmaker overhead, your tiresome grip on a lonely thread. I was in Kentucky when you called, with my back to the wall. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze. Well, I was in Kentucky when you called, with my back to the wall. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze. Stay right there, I'm on my way. I'll find the middle of the maze.
Caleb Caudle here on Live Music Showcase. I mean, man, I'm dying to know every musician, regardless of like what kind of like level of talent. And I mean, sidebar from what I'm saying right now too, but like my favorite thing about your voice is your commitment to it. You commit to every single note, every single phrase. There's this level of just like, I've leapt into singing this song, and it somehow lends itself both to vulnerability and strength, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a relatable vulnerability. That's what I'm trying to achieve always. So, like with writing, you know, it's like, and I think it's a way to connect to people, and I think that's why I'm doing it to begin with. It's like trying to make that connection with other people, and so that feels important. It feels like it's like the North Star kind of thing when I'm writing. Is, are people going to relate to this? Is it going? And usually, if it makes me feel something, it's going to make other people feel something, and so I try to always like keep that in mind. But thank you.
It's like the old adage. I mean, if you in music anyway. I mean, you people sometimes will write from a place of solely that of like, I want people to like this, and sometimes people will do the opposite and only write, I don't care what anybody thinks about this. I'm just gonna, do the Rick Rubin thing and write it how I want to write it and screw everybody else.
Yeah.
But I think a happy medium. I think somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Where you can write something that's personally honest, that is still digestible.
Yeah, and I think it's just about finding the people who are looking for that in music. If some people aren't looking for vulnerability, they don't want to feel anything when they listen to music. Not your listeners here at WMNF, of course.
Nope.
I mean, because you guys are playing heartfelt songs and people want to connect with that, and that's important. But then there's this whole other world, and it's like sometimes I go to like a store somewhere, like a Target or something, and I'm like looking around, I'm like, whoa, I truly feel like I'm in a bubble, and I'm just surrounded by cool people. And so it's shocking when I go somewhere where like the cool people aren't, and I'm just like looking around, I'm like, man, this is a different thing than I do. But it's cool that there are people out there, and there are enough people that want to feel things and they want to be moved by art, and those are my people.
I love it. Love it. I couldn't, I don't have anything to add to that. That's solid. No notes. If you're just joining us, this is Live Music Showcase. We are here in studio with Caleb Caudle, who is performing tomorrow night at Bayboro in St. Petersburg. Tickets for that are still on sale at WMNF.org. You can get yours. And the cool thing about it, too, I actually forgot to mention this earlier, but the cool thing about it is the tickets are going to be for sale right up until the moment the doors open. Online. A lot of times they'll end the online orders so that they can push the sales to the door. So you can buy tickets up until tomorrow, but the sooner you get them, the better your chances are of actually getting one. So Bayboro is such a cool venue. You're going to love it. It's not a giant venue. It's a very cool space where there's enough room for a party, but it's still small enough that it can be a nice, intimate environment. So, I mean, if you're anything like you are on the show on that stage, I would buy that ticket 100%. So
awesome. If
you're listening, buy the ticket. WMNF.org. We do have a couple of, let's see. We have one listener comment. Garage is going to go national. You watch, Largo.
Thanks, Largo.
Pretty sure there's a garage in just about every state as far as venues go. I know in Missouri there were 3 that were called The Garage. We've had bands on the show. Man, we had this place called The Garage. It was great. It was in Aurora, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. But hey, who doesn't love a good garage band? All right, so before we go, we did get a winner. Thank you. Very excited. So we got someone who won 2 tickets to your show tomorrow night. Looks like Jim won 2 tickets for tomorrow night, so that's cool.
Man, Jim.
So we have a winner. There's no more winners, so don't call anymore about tickets. We've got the winner. For the rest of you, I'm going to post a link right now in the live stream about where you can go to buy tickets online, WMNF.org. You might already be listening to the show from WMNF.org. You can go there for tickets to the show tomorrow night, December 14th, Caleb Caudle at Bayboro. Let me do the credits for the show, because credit where credit is due. This show takes an entire team of dedicated volunteers behind the scenes to make sure it looks and sounds the way that it does. Our sound mixer, Mark Perfetti, audio assistant, Pam Robinson. Our video director is Ed Lehman. Our camera operators are Lisa Reuter, Charles Holsapple, and Andrew Sparks. Our board op is Charlie Cushing, the great Charlie Cushing. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. Now, don't go anywhere, because we have probably at least 2 more songs.
2 more.
I think 2 more. Yeah, I think we might have time. Your songs are nice and tight, so we should be able to fit 2 more. And then if you're watching the live stream right now, definitely don't go anywhere, because it looks like I'm just going to be sharing people's funny cat names after the show is over. There's some hilarious ones in here, no joke, because like I said, it's not just the names, but it's like the delivery. You have to say it right. So we'll get there.
They know when you don't say it right.
They do. They really do. Or they know that you have different intentions depending on the way that you say it.
The weirdest one that I have is Pablo Picasso, but we call him a lot of things.
There's always like
Senor Pablo Poblano Picasso is one that I started using for him. His full name.
He's in his wet food era.
Yeah. Oh man, they're on the Sheba hard. Yeah. Shout out Sheba. Trying to get that sponsorship. You know what I mean?
We eat it on the road.
Yeah,
great for touring musicians too.
Hey, man. Our furry friends. All right, should we do a song?
Take it away. Yeah, let's hear one more. Sorry, I was thinking about my furry friends.
2 more. Up to you, Ken.
Let's do 2 with a little interjection between.
Perfect.
All right.
We're gonna do one we never do, and it's on the new record. It's called Heaven Sometimes. I really like this song, but obviously when you're curating a 90-minute set list, sometimes I have 6 or 7 records at this point, so you're trying to like fit everything in. So we don't really often do this one, but I really love this song. I love how it turned out on the record. Allison Russell sang on this with us, and she did such a great job. So this one's called Heaven Sometimes. It's about when you get to a place where you need to keep going, it's about doing that.
It all seemed so simple when I started down a crooked road with a sparkle in my eye. Heard a lot of fools say it doesn't hurt to try. When I get like this, I look for peace in the steel of the woods, the moss on the trees. Stand alone in the horsefly heat while the fiddleheads unfurl. And it feels just like heaven sometimes. On a day like this, the struggle is more than I can stand. And it feels just like heaven sometimes. Well, I thought I knew the plan like the back of my hand. Chasing down a train that's bound for glory. I can feel my patience slowly growing thin. I got told no every which way you can get told. I got used to losing, and now it's strange to win. When I get like this, I look for peace in the steel of the woods, the moss on the trees. Stand alone in the horsefly heat while the fiddleheads unfurl. And it feels just like heaven sometimes. On a day like this, the struggle is more than I can stand. And it feels just like heaven sometimes. Well, I thought I knew the plan like the back of my hand.
I love it. I love it. Caleb Caudle playing tomorrow night, December 14th at Bayboro in St. Petersburg. Caleb, thanks so much for being on the show, man.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys for coming into the show, Caleb Caudle and
course.
the Sweet Critters. Sweet Critters' his new album is on all streaming platforms. You can hear it anywhere, anytime, anywhere you want to, as well as this show on all streaming platforms. Let's dive into one last final song. If you're listening on the radio, you probably won't hear this whole song, but if you join the live stream right now, you'll get the whole song and a little bit of fun we're going to have after the show too. So join us on the live stream, Facebook and YouTube. On Facebook, it's WMNF's Live Music Showcase. And on YouTube, it's WMNF Community Radio.
All right, here's one called Knee Deep Blues. We just actually got to play it on our Grand Ole Opry debut, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's about feeling bad and wishing you did not. It's called Knee Deep Blues. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Demons pile up, sing the ballad to an empty room. Poison in the cup, curse the night in the light of a scarlet moon. I fell down the stairs like a bucket of rusty nails. I ran out of breath, the bloodhounds on my trail. Darker than a premonition, black feathers in the kitchen.
This is WMNF Tampa.